evidence to paint of her. She got the dollar sign on her ring finger. She got
I seen that. I'm like, well, that ain't come from nowhere. Like,
perfect. What's good, Josh? Your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast. I'm in the building. Oh my God, my partner Spec. What's going on, brother?
It's good, man. Merry Christmas.
It's that time.
Merry Christmas, people.
Let's get right into it, man. We're going to start y'all off with a special holiday gift, man. It's Click a Spotlight Story. Even though we do it every episode, it's still special when we do it this time of year, man. And this one's no different, man. Story might be a big story, might be a little story, but we shining a light on it. Spec. See how they did my man Hov? Jay-Z had an accuser come out, you know what I'm saying, accusing him of sexual assault when she was 13 years old. This was one of the Diddy accusers who I believe
so this was
the petition.
Oh, so I didn't know that. So she previously accused Diddy.
Yeah,
now she's bringing Hov into it.
100%. Yeah, remember when we were talking and we put that lawyer, Tony Bugsby?
Yeah,
he had the phone number behind him and everything like that. That was one of his clients. So I believe when they first filed it, it was just Diddy, an unnamed celebrity. And I guess that was when they reached out to probably Hov and say, you know what I mean, your name's going to pop up in something unless you want to settle, just so we can da-da-da-da-da. And that's when, Hov was like, I ain't doing that. So,
okay.
When they refiled it, Jay-Z's name was now in it. It was amended to have Jay-Z's name in it. And Jay-Z was not going for it, man. He came scorched earth in response to it, man.
Biatch, please.
First, he dropped that statement. It was a really long statement. It was really drawn out. And at first, I was like, I think even 50 Cent had alluded to this, that he felt like it was professionally put out by like that ain't Hov. Yeah, by like an agency or a lawyer. But I think it is Hov if you really read it, because it feels like it was written by like an old person. Like, and that would kind of like there's a part where he goes, so no, I will not give you one red penny, and he capitalized it with exclamation points. And even the term "one red penny," I feel like
I've never even heard of that. Like one red penny, okay.
That sounds like maybe it's old school or something like that. And then
something my grandfather would say.
Yeah, right. That's what it feels like. 100%. I'm not giving one red penny. And then these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? He's getting poetic on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going for it. But I think there's even a typo in there, which makes me feel like he didn't run this through like his PR service or anything like that. He goes, he said, we protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I think he was going at Tony Bugsby. We have strict codes of honor. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, he says fake physics, but I think he meant to say fake psychics, will believe the idiotic claims that you have levied against me, that if not for the serious surrounding harm to kids would be laughable. So that I
didn't even hear that whole statement. So now that I'm hearing that whole statement, I don't think that was an attorney.
No, I think Hov was like feeling emotional.
Like he don't ever get on. I'm gonna respond to this. I got time today.
Now I wrote out a full letter in terms of response to it, sent it out to the media, and even NBC News had to like because I believe they broke the story. They had to re-speak to the accuser because there were inconsistencies in her story.
Right.
I believe she said
a lot
that
of inconsistencies.
Yep. And even her dad said,
I don't recall that. So at that point, it's like, come on, even your dad don't got your back.
Because I believe they lived a good distance away from New York City. They said this was at Radio City. He's like, I think I would remember that. You know what I mean?
And then she even put some other people there that after checking, those other people couldn't have been there because they were, they had business elsewhere.
I believe Benji and Joel Madden, who were in the group Good Charlotte. She was like, I was talking to him about his tattoos and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, and then their people were like, we weren't even there that year. We didn't go there. Even, I think she said that she went to a White House in Manhattan. Well, they got White Houses in Manhattan. But they got houses in Manhattan, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just doesn't really make sense in terms of just the time and everything that we said. Now it also was 20 years ago.
Right.
So did you hear the accuser, like her speak?
Yeah, I heard it.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she suffered from some type of
That's what I was about to say. Like she sounds like maybe she's not fully there. Yeah. So
But you're playing a dangerous game when you put these accusations on people. How do you feel about the way that Hov has responded, like, to it? Because he could have just been like, I'm gonna let the lawyers handle this. Like, especially if you know you're innocent and you know that you have nothing to do. But he did not want to go down in the court of public opinion.
Yeah, I mean, so for that very reason, I feel like he had to respond, just because of the day and age that we're in. Like, I was hoping that we wouldn't even have gotten to this point where his name, because this is the first like official time we've hearing it. Like, there may have been rumors and shit, but this is the first official story that's come out, and so I feel like we've kind of been waiting for this, like, and so it finally came, you know. So he addressed it. Hopefully, it stays here, and you know, nothing else comes out because we don't need another one to fall.
Yeah, and I think he's going to go further in terms of take legal action against.
He should.
Yeah, he seems to be really going at it with the Tony Bugsby guy. Like, he's
yeah, because I mean, you know, I don't know Tony obviously, but you know, when you do things like have phone number in the background, like he's on his Crump-ish, or just any of these attorneys who they're trying to make a name for themselves by representing, you know, high profile.
I wouldn't even say Crump. I'd say, wasn't there like a lady who did like all the Me Too cases? Yeah, he's trying to be the next one.
Yeah, I forget her name, but yeah.
He looked like he's trying to go down that route, which is at least in Crump's situation, you could say, yeah, he has a bias that's racial, but there's a system that's biased on the opposite side of it. It's when it comes to I think the sexual assault stuff, I think we want to have a fair system, but it's also like, well, these are allegations from 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Once your story starts falling apart, then it's like, now everything, what can we believe? So it's really hard to have that same kind of like respect for the bias. You know what I mean? Because some of these people might be lying. You know what I mean? Also, you as a lawyer built a business upon just accusing.
Right.
It's not even, you're not even proving anything at this point because you know people are scared of the accusation. There probably are a lot of celebrities that paid.
Right.
Just to be like, don't bring my name up, make sure it stays silent, blah, 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 blah. So I respect what Jay-Z is doing because it is a really messed up place where you can accuse someone as a Jane Doe in complete like secrecy and then expect someone to have to respond to that.
Right.
And especially in the court of public opinion. Diddy, who was obviously associated because his name was brought up, but not by any other means. Like, even Sean Carter's, even Jay-Z's lawyer said we want to make it clear they're not friends, they're business associates. He's like, Jay-Z has no comments on Diddy's case. But
Mr. Carter said anything more specifically about Mr. Combs? He didn't really address him in his statement, but anything since outlets and internet speculation have tried to affiliate the two of them. He didn't really, in his statement, specifically say anything about any of the allegations.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case.
Even Diddy was like, well, look at that.
Huh? I mean, he said that. I mean, they are friends.
Yeah, I was going to ask you respect or speculation. How do you showed up to a lot of parties and had them at your party?
No, there's no. I think that's a bad statement to make that they're not friends. I mean, it is what it is at the
But
end
I guess
of the
when
day.
you consider friend, like if all right, so I was thinking about this. I'll get back.
They may not be brothers, but you know they've showed up to too many events together, like been seen. Now, again, I don't think they may not be best friends, but
I think they're friendly. Yeah, right. They're like you've had you've worked in places where you've had a friend. You're not gonna hang out with this dude outside of work though. But at work, we could talk about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We could talk playoff. You know, we might not get too deep in a certain conversation. But we can talk like. So that's why I kind of feel like it might be along those levels. Because put it to you like this, right? Jay-Z's, these are all extremely rich people. They can have the party come to them whenever time. So when they go to like an industry party, like even like the white party, the Mike Rubin stuff, that's more industry work than I think partying. You want to be seen there. It's the same reason people want the Diddy parties because it's a certain status. And then if you're smart, now just the director of such and such.
Network.
Yeah, exactly. So I think of those as I don't even think of if we were got to invited to something, it'd be something to brag about. Yo, we got invited to the thing. But I think if it was up to us and we had the money, we'd call our homies and some people that we like to be around and hang around them instead of hanging around strangers. where you're like, all right, this person just wants to take a picture with me because I'm Jay-Z. This person just wants to take a picture with you because you're Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? But they don't really care beyond that. It's something for them to put on their social media. So I can see where we see them at an award show and then the after party and that type of thing. And like they're cordial with each other. They don't have beef. They're cool. But he's like, yeah, I'm not hanging out with him in my free time when I get, you know what I'm saying? So to that statement, yeah. But I was going to say, Diddy was going to come out and say, Diddy did come out and say, you know, there's inconsistencies in her story. This is just the first domino to fall and the inconsistencies to other people. And I think Jay-Z is like, hold on. Don't connect me to that, bro. Right. My domino falling ain't your domino falling. And I'm saying that there is more dominoes to fall, but he's like, don't connect us like that. So I can see why he wanted to have that type of separation. Right. But even he had a new accuser come out in the past couple of weeks, a male who was talking on television, voice change in the dark. It's like, I get it, but if it's a civil case, show your face. If it's a criminal case and you want somebody to go down for it, I get why you should be a Jane Doe. But if you're just hitting somebody up for the money and then you also willing to settle without it going to court, show your face.
Well, if you're trying to do all of those things, then it may be beneficial not to show your face because then, I mean, you'll forever be visually tied to it versus if in fact I am going to settle out of court, that means, you know, I'm not going to be in the courtroom. Mm-hmm. So there ain't going to be no camera. So technically nobody will ever really have to know who I am. Mm. But I do want to come out because I think also by coming out into the public, it's kind of a way of applying pressure to a certain degree. You're not showing, meaning if,
by keeping their identity hidden, but stating their accusation, you're saying?
Okay. Right.
But that to me is really unfair, because if I understand correctly, I'm not trying to be a legal person, but even Jay-Z was demanding that they tell the identity of the Jane Doe so he can properly defend himself. Mm-hmm. He can say where he was at. He can say if he ever met this person. He can do that. But he's like, how am my lawyer supposed to defend me against something where we don't even know really what this accusation is coming from? So it was like, and I think it started up a debate in a lot of podcasts that I was hearing of whether or not you, in a civil case, you still be not a criminal case. I 100% because you're worried about they might come after you, something might happen. But
that could also happen
in a civil case, yeah, I guess so. But it just, to me, it seems really unfair because if I understand it correctly, we could sue Jay-Z for something right now.
Yeah,
just without really, and then it reaches, and it's gonna reach the media before it reaches the discovery of what we can bring for evidence. And so the damage is already done. And if you're talking about 13-year-old
from that perspective, yes, it is unfair.
It is very unfair. And I guess we don't really feel bad for celebrities and things of that nature because they put themselves in a position. But now it does seem like maybe something should change in some of these cases. Now, I do understand the argument for the other side, especially when you're talking about sexual abuse, why somebody did shame of it, embarrassment. They should be allowed to, something was done to them. They were a victim of something. They should be allowed to have certain rights in terms of protections. But I can see where the system is skewed in a way where we might have overcorrected in a way where now we've caused a problem on the other side in terms of that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on with this. I'm hoping, I mean this with respect to all victims. I'm hoping Jay-Z makes it out of this unscathed, and I hope that he is innocent. And I don't feel bad for saying that. Like I was hoping Diddy was innocent.
Oh, yeah,
and people get mad at you for like I've heard people get not
you like sex offenders.
I heard a comedian say, right, someone, this is how you know people have no time on the internet. Someone, I guess Conor McGregor just got convicted I believe in overseas for sexual assault of some sort. And someone was like, they seen that he was friends with him, which means they probably had to search through his friends to know this. And they're like, you're still friends with Conor McGregor even after what he's done? Like, I love your comedy, but this is... I'm like, what he's supposed to go through his Instagram when somebody gets in trouble with something and like unfollow. Like, Nobody's thinking like that. So it's like this weird... this weird pedestal that they want people to be on in terms of this celebrity. Like, yeah, you're gonna be friends with people who are in trouble, like it's the music industry.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
I mean, let the industry piece go. I mean, life. I mean, I know people who've gotten in trouble for different things. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean that, okay, once you get in trouble, now I have to shun you. Now, obviously, it depends on what you did and all of those things, but...
Even if you didn't shun me, you can't control your... If we hung out 5 years ago, you're going to go back and scrub all the pictures on the internet of like you can't go back and do that. Like, now, I think Ashton Kutcher had gotten in trouble because he wrote an impact statement for like his
friend
that was convicted of. It's like, you putting yourself out there a little bit much for your mans. This is also Ashton Kutcher, who when Diddy first got in trouble was kind of like, you might hear some things about me.
Oh, he did say that?
Yeah, and if you do, just know that, you know what I mean, it was bad and I regret my friendship with Sean Diddy Combs and all this stuff. So who knows what kind of dirt people have on Ashton Kutcher in these situations. But I'm just saying.
I like the honesty. Getting ahead. I told y'all.
Like Ellen disappeared. Remember they was like Usher and they took down their social media. So a lot of people was just like, I'm not dealing with the bullshit. You know they was at these parties. So we know what it is. You know what I mean? But no, I really do. I hope, like I said, something changes in terms of I don't want to see people just be able to face allegations. I do like, because Me Too was started after a while to just be like, we're just going to accuse you of this, and then the corporate entity,
public opinion will take you know.
So then they're like, now advertisers don't want to advertise with you. People don't want to do certain things because you're on it. So like, it was a weird catch-22 to be in. I hope that we can overcorrect in a way where we're not just canceling people before the truth comes out. But I also don't want to create an environment where now accusers are afraid to come forward. Now it's like, then, because we're giving them the side eye. It was like 25 years ago, 30, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But don't mean it's not true. It's just, you know what I mean? People got their reasons.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with that. And definitely we'll keep you informed here on the Perfect Talk podcast. And last year, the year ended off, Diddy was a free man. And we didn't know where it was going to go. And then it's like 12 months later, that guy's behind bars. So
the allegation started a year ago?
Oh yeah, it started around November. I think that's when the Cassie thing happened. Okay. Yeah, and then he was So we'll see how it goes, man. What it do, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy. Just interrupting real quick, man. I really appreciate you watching this episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. You got to run them numbers up so I can keep running it up. Also, if you're listening to the audio version on the podcast, make sure you leave a review. Let them know how much you love the podcast, and subscribe to the thing. And if you really, really want to support the team, go to www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a sticker. You can even get yourself a mug, man. The possibilities are endless and the prices are low. Holla at us, baby. Let's get it. Respect, man. We haven't chopped it up in a while. We got a segment over here at the Perfect Talk podcast called Since We Spoke. So let's get right into that right now, man. Respect. Since we spoke, I think right after the last podcast we had broke the story about the United Healthcare killer. We didn't know who he was at that time. It was United Healthcare CEO killer. He gunned down Brian Thompson, and he was on the run. There was a manhunt going on. They got like a couple pictures of him, like smiling at a girl at the hospital, all that. But they didn't know who he was.
Right.
They ran down on your man Luigi in the McDonald's in Pennsylvania, Luigi Mangione, and it's been a story ever since. Just finding out his background, found out that he's an individual who suffered from extreme back pain. Mm-hmm. Wasn't covered by United Healthcare though. Right, and nor was his mom or anything like that. So it was kind of a weird connection. I don't think we still know why that has happened, but definitely knows that he's read the book about the healthcare industry. Right. He's had his own comments about how bad it is. I think the profile picture on one of his social medias was an X-ray of his fused back from surgery. So they're assuming that maybe he was wronged by the healthcare industry in some way, shape, or form, and that's why he felt the way he had. But they caught him in PA. Took a little week to extradite him to New York, but they brought him in like he was Bane. Yeah, for real.
Like all this for this dude.
Craziest perp walk I've ever seen, bro. But it was when you got a high profile story, the mayor's gonna definitely use that as a especially when he got his own legal trouble. So what do you just think about this whole situation? I mean, one, women were falling in love with this guy Luigi Mangione because of his looks. Also, people were falling in love with him because of their hate of the healthcare industry.
Yeah, it's weird, like
very weird, right?
Because I mean, he literally assassinated a man, and I don't understand where people just like, yeah, free him. Like he did some type of real justice. Like he murdered a man at the end of the day, and at the end, and I think they're coming from the perspective, well, the healthcare system murders people all the time. Like y'all let people die, y'all don't cover. That's not, what's his name, Brian Thompson? That's not the work of Brian Thompson. The system itself is flawed.
It is.
Like, taking care of one individual ain't gonna fix the system. And so, like, people coming out in support of Mangione is just, it's really weird.
There's two things there. Brian Thompson, I think we said this last time. I think I made the comment of saying like he's not the guy who answers your calls and denies, but I think he actually is part of the reason why that company denies people so much. I think they're one of the higher ones in terms of denying.
They're the biggest.
Yeah, which would make sense. Yeah, exactly. But I got to double check this. I did hear he implemented some type of AI response in terms of what some people's denials be ran through an AI. What's the word I want to look for here? Like a system of some sort that I guess if it met certain criteria, it would be approved. And I believe upon re-examining some of those cases, they saw that some people were denied for stuff that they shouldn't have been denied for. So you do got a little blood on your hand, but nobody wants to die in cold blood at 6 a.m. New York City on your way to work. Like that's like one of the worst ways to die. You know what I mean? Even if you in the streets, that's a terrible way to die. Right. So as a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, like that is one of the worst ways to have to go out. So to see people celebrating that is crazy. Now, number 2, why I give Brian a pass? You said it. The healthcare industry, whether from being in the hospital to being the insurance that covers it, is flawed. It's a fucked up system. Me and my girl were talking about it today, and we were just going through certain things, and like she had just came to the realization of why they use words like deductibles and premiums, and I'm like, because they don't want poor people to understand what those terms mean, right? Because you get more of a benefit if you're not using your full benefits. The company makes more money, right? It's like your FSA, right? If you don't spend it, that's free money that they get. Yeah. So it's just like I'm not saying this, but it's the business. It's not a great business, but it also it helps a lot of people also. Right. But I've always noticed that. I might have been a conversation me and you had. I was like, why do they use these words? Why do they use these? You know what I mean? And it's not just the insurance industry, like banking, different things. They do certain terms because they think uneducated people aren't going to do the research or don't know what these words mean, or you know what I mean. And so what the case might be. So just knowing that it's a fucked up business. You know what I mean? So you can't expect these people to be doing great things. There's a need for it. Also, maybe healthcare companies shouldn't be publicly traded companies because now you're beholden to the stockholder and not your customer. And you're going to be replaced by the board if you don't make a certain amount of money. Right. So now who are you looking out for? And I think that's where the conflict of interest lies. And how they're going to fix that, I don't know. Yeah. But killing...
Well, you can't fix it. I mean, to the extent that healthcare remains privatized, you can't fix it. It will always be a business. Business comes first, so...
And killing people in the street in cold blood is not the way to go. Yeah, like that's not gonna change it because like they're just gonna pop someone else in the seat. They're gonna keep doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? So they're just gonna have more security with them now. Right. But yeah, this thing is definitely it's taking over the country in terms of media coverage. It's gonna be very interesting to see where it goes from here because he's trying to defend himself. He's said he's not guilty. Oh, you know why they did that when he came to New York City? Because I think when they arrested him in PA, he was bugging out a little bit. Wasn't he like yelling at the media? He was making a scene. They like, but I mean, they're like, you ain't about to make no scene in New York. He was just yelling. They're like, nah, we not doing. You could tell he was mad subdued. They had a conversation with him when they was like you try that shit. This is New York. This is New York. Like you about to be in the same jail with Diddy, bro. You don't want to know what we can do, bro.
Harvey, you remember what happened?
Epstein.
Epstein. You remember what happened to Epstein?
No, you don't want to go out like that, bro. Nah, they definitely subdued him, man. They said first-degree murder in New York because they indicted him on first-degree murder in furtherance of terrorism. 2 counts of second-degree murder, including 1 as act of terrorism and a slew of weapons charges. In New York, first-degree murder is reserved for cases with certain aggregating factors, including terrorism. Terrorism is considered an act that is intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population. So I guess they feel like he was trying to start a movement.
Trying to get them Fed charges.
Yeah, see what that manifesto said. Because when they caught him, they found the fake ID, the ghost gun, and they had access to his manifesto. So who knows what he was admitting to? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, bro. It's gonna definitely be interesting to see where this one goes and if there's gonna be no copycats. Another thing interesting is they said the McDonald's employee you called the 911 might not get no money. Because they ain't called a tip line.
Tight. I'd be so tight. Like, that's messed up. Like, somebody better make sure that person get taken care of.
Because now you're gonna incentivize people to not snitch.
Right. It was like all this procedure, like get rid of the red tape. Like that's nonsense.
Get that money over to him if he gets convicted. Not that, you know what I mean, because like I think he wanted to get caught. They said he was chilling in there for mad long, and then the McDonald's like, hey, I guess where you gonna go?
You gotta eat.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, like he didn't necessarily have a home. So
he didn't live in PA, right?
He didn't live in PA, so I mean, maybe he was
like, I'm tired of running.
Plotting, thinking about my next move.
Yeah, no, you picked the wrong place, bro. Spec, man, since we spoke, there's been nothing but drones over New Jersey, New York, Northeast cities. I think it's been happening actually in other parts of the world as well, man. These huge drones that nobody got an answer for. Nobody want to tell us. They say they're the size of refrigerators, SUVs, minivans. I've heard all types of descriptions, man. Some of them say you look at them, they go dark. Some of them say you try to bring your drone close to it, your drone's going to die and just fall to the ground. What the hell's going on out here, in your opinion, bro?
I mean, to be honest, I just think so. We have to understand something about just drones in general. They are legal, right? There's no real law. There's not too many laws surrounding drones. And so my personal belief is it started with, let's just say whether it's, I don't know, government or somebody just flying their drones, right? Now news starts to pop up. Now everybody's making a big deal out of it. And I have a drone. I think it'll be cool. Let me put this up there. And there's so many drones out there. Drones are cheap, right? Everybody has, I don't have a drone, but anybody can have a drone nowadays. And so I think once it starts to become publicized, it then became a thing. Now everybody wants to fly their drones at night and see what happens. What
about the size? Like, because I always thought a drone would be pretty small, like relatively.
Not drones. I mean, they start off this big and they go massive. I mean,
SUV size. This is the first time I'm hearing about something of that nature for a drone.
No, I mean they make them that now. Those cost a lot. The average person doesn't have a drone that size. Like people who have drones that size, it's probably for a business of some sort.
Okay.
And so. Yeah, I mean, personally, I didn't think too. At first, I thought, okay, because the government immediately came out, nothing to worry about. So with that, I just said, this is something that the government is doing, and they obviously know that is nothing to be afraid of, and so I'm not going to be worried about it. They're probably doing some top secret shit. They do top secret things all the time that we don't know about. So
I think nothing to worry about, but we can't tell you exactly what it is. Like we can't.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like they do that with everything.
I mean, but that's why it's disrespectful because it's like you just gonna laugh in my face while the thing's flying over my house, like you know what I'm saying. But it felt like really like disrespectful. Like even like I think they just did something this weekend. Where they said the U.S. Aviation authorities have banned the use of drones in 22 infrastructure sites in New Jersey and another 29 in New York for 30 days after a spike in U.S. drone. Because like you said, people probably just throwing their drones up, trying to do something. The measures allow government to use deadly force against unmanned aircraft if they pose an imminent security threat. Pilots operating in restricted zones risk being intercepted and detained by law enforcement, which I feel is something they just did to make people shut up about it.
Yeah, I mean, and also... They had to, and I think what will come from this is they have to start thinking about regulation for drones. I mean, because everybody's going to have one, and those are things up in the sky. I mean, planes fly in the sky. Like you don't want to. I mean, they are like I don't think you can fly them over 400 feet or something like that. So they are
in height. You mean
right? And then you can't fly them over airports. So there are certain restrictions, but I think they'll end up coming out with more. But yeah, I mean, I personally, it's no big deal to me. I mean, if aliens are watching me, what the fuck am I going to do about it?
Did you ever think that at any point? Like it was some other technology?
I don't believe in extraterrestrial.
Even with all the stuff that's been coming out, like now with the.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm also a person. I mean, I don't believe in ghosts. And so I just don't believe in it. Like when I see it with my own eyes, then I'll believe it.
But you've seen the Congress like hearings where like the Air Force dudes will be like, yeah, we seen something like a ball and it was moving faster than us, and then it decided to just, all right, I'm out.
So I chalk that up to government do shit that they can't talk to you about. Like Area 51 has been around for centuries, like we know nothing that goes on in there except top secret stuff.
And what they want us to know. You
exactly.
Know
so, I mean, I don't worry about, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to do what they do regardless. So I don't worry about that shit.
Yeah. And on top of that, they control like popular culture. So they put shit in the movies. They can make some shit just seem ridiculous because you see a movie about it. And that could be the life you live in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, trust nothing, believe nothing.
That's what it boils down to.
What they say, believe half of what you hear and none of what you see or whatever.
Something like that.
Man. So, moving on, man. Since we spoke, obviously Kendrick has dropped the album GNX. And there were lines on there all about Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? Like we spoke about him last time. I think Snoop posted Tailor Made. I hope it was the edibles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There was a line on there about Lil Wayne. My hard work let Lil Wayne down, and they've responded. They've come out and they've given responses. So let's give it a look, and we can react to them.
I mean, there was like an AI transposed version of you on that song, which was crazy, right? Like that was diabolically like one of the weirdest things.
But the crazy part is, I could say it. What happened was, I did a collaborative post with someone. So when I do it, I don't listen to the music. I just see gin and juice because it's my brand. So when I post it, I'm thinking I'm posting gin and juice. I don't know what song this is. I'm not hip to everybody's music.
Right.
Then I get the word, nephew didn't like what you did. What did I do? You played some music. What music? Then I had to go look at I'm like, oh, that's cuz. Damn. So then I deleted it, called nephew, left him a message because he didn't pick up. He was working on his shit. I left him a message, nephew, this Uncle Snoop. I got the message. I apologize. I was up. And he's a rapper, man. He's supposed to speak his mind and tell his truth.
Yeah.
That's the way he felt, you know what I'm saying? And he has the right to say that. I'm his big homeboy, so I have to take what's given to me from his perspective because he's speaking truth. And the truth shouldn't hurt you, it should make you better. You know what I'm saying? I'm one to accept truth when it's brought to me directly. He feels that I shouldn't have played that. Damn, I was on them edibles, man. Gotta be more careful. You right, nephew.
Speculation. What you think he really didn't know what he was posting?
I think he knew what he was posting.
Yeah,
but
so why lie about it?
Wait, I mean, so and when we're talking about him knowing what he was posting, just his response, like that shit was hot, like when he posted.
He reposted the actual song Tailor Made.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So do you believe? I mean, because I guess I could believe a world where he gets so many corporate collaborative text. So it'd be like I'm sending you collaborative text, and you're like, oh, that's played. You know, it's perfect talk. I know that they just putting out something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have social media, so we don't ever do that. But let's imagine you did, and I'm like, yo, I want you to be tagged in this. I want your audience to see it. You might just be like, oh, well, Play putting out a perfect talk post. Let me just, I don't even want to watch it. I know it's good, So I could see that, but then I could also see it being bullshit too. You was feeling that song for a hot second.
I think he was feeling it.
You think so? Yeah.
Come on now.
It do sound like a bit like an excuse, right? Like I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Like you.
But I do like his response. You know, he owned up to it. Like, yeah, I was fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. I mean, what else could you say at this point? You know,
only thing else he could say was, "Yeah, I posted it. That's a hot ass song. Yeah, whatever the fuck you want."
Which it was though at the time when I first heard Tailor Made. I ain't going front. Like a lot of people, I think talk on it now, but I think at the time Kendrick was silent. We wanted.
Tailor Made was hard. Like that shit was creative as fuck.
I was like, I'm hearing Tupac, but I'm hearing Drake's flow, and I'm like, it took me like. You know when your mind first sees something and then you can't really...
we never heard no shit like that.
Yeah,
so that shit was hard. I found
it hard. I think Snoop might have heard it and been like, yo. We do have a different feeling about Tailor Made now than I think we did at the time, obviously. But
I don't have a deal. It's a hard track. I mean, I thought it was dope.
I'm mad it got taken down. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I did think
it was tough. Yeah.
So.
I'm mad it got taken down, but the response that just show you how Kendrick bossing up though, you know what I'm saying, in terms of not like scaring niggas and shit like that, but niggas feel like Snoop didn't have to say that. It's Snoop, he a legend.
He is, but
he
also
not even addressed it if he didn't want, you know what I mean. So it's like,
but obviously what he did hurt Kendrick's feelings, and so Snoop was an old nigga. I mean, that wasn't his intent. Right. Mm-hmm. So I think his intent was just, this is a hot song. I'm gonna repost it. What he did hurt somebody that, they from the same coast. I'm sure they've spent time together. So it hurt somebody that, he was cool with. So as such, my fault, dog. I didn't mean to do that. So
Kendrick like, we was at the Super Bowl. All right, let's look at Lil Wayne's reaction. He was on Skip Bayless's podcast. But shout out to Skip Bayless. He like, I ain't doing that show no more. That show too much work. He like, I'm gonna just work from the crib. I'm gonna just do my shit, bro. Like, what am I doing out here?
And when we speaking, obviously he can't control that. And, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also, I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he better kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of...
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it.
Okay.
But I understand though. As far as like I said, I think he just mean that
first time
he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I guess what are your thoughts on that right there? Because Lil Wayne was responding in terms of how he felt about Kendrick getting the Super Bowl and obviously the line.
There's no way in hell he didn't hear that line. Then how would you have spoken to Kendrick? And didn't he say? No,
I think he said he spoke to him when he got the Super Bowl. Because remember, the Super Bowl announcement came before the album.
Right.
Yeah. So I think he said he spoke to him when he got the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Didn't get it. And another theory I was hearing. Remember how I think last time you were here, I showed you a tweet that Wayne put out when that line came out about him, talking about like don't wake the giant.
I remember that.
Some people were like, Wayne was responding because people kept tagging him and shit because of the line. So he was just like, yo, they were like, yo, they think Wayne's response might have been like to like the people, but not actually knowing the context of what the line was, which I don't know. I'm not responding to nothing I don't know directly.
There's no way how that there has to be people around him. There's no way that nobody, you heard like
you heard this line like they're playing on their phones right now.
Right, no way.
That's why I don't like that. If they capping hard for Kendrick. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kendrick bought some up, like I said. But imagine how Drake feels. I think this goes back to the Jay-Z and Diddy thing in terms of like, niggas, this industry and there's friends. Like, Drake and Wayne might not be that cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I mean? So, or even Drake, Wayne is like, I don't care. I'm gonna talk to him. Like, this is rap. Lil Baby said the other day he ain't like how Kendrick kind of mentioned his name and that shit. He's like, yo, that's y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm at work. I don't want to deal with that type of shit at work.
Right.
So I do want to give Jay-Z a little bit of grace on that because I think there's industry friends where we can show up together and we can do things. But like, you think about like Drake wasn't at that shit with the Hot Boys was performing at the Little Louisiana.
Right.
They might not be the coolest. Or it's just like Wayne is like, I live real life. Like, like I ain't got time for this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So but I did think that was very mature. You know what I mean? Shout out to both Wayne and Snoop in terms of their opinions on that. Because what are you gonna do? Beef with a rapper 20 years younger than you?
No,
like it ain't gonna end up good. You know what I mean?
I already said, leave that man alone.
Yep. Heed, specs, warning, man. And that's right. As we move on right now to our next segment, it's called Have You Heard? One of my favorite segments here at the Perfect Talk Podcast because I hear headlines in the news. I gotta bring them here to the people at Perfect Talk Podcast. Spec, man, have you heard? Travis Hunter has a girlfriend, and the people don't like her online. I don't know why y'all putting this poor girl and all them all through this. I want to say her name is Leanna. I'm not
like that.
Sure what her last name is, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, y'all. But let's just see what brought us to this point. All right, so this was at the Heisman. It looked like Deion Sanders. So this was at the Heisman event where it looked like Deion Sanders had to like tell her to get up. And this was on the heels of already I believe there was an issue at the pop-up shop. Did you see that video? Where
with the fans, like
he's taking pictures with the fans and like it looks like it appears as if they're arguing, right?
Right.
It appears as if they have. Oh, here we go. I think that might be on him too, in the sense of like, you gotta just always be aware. People always want to you just kind of got to be aware that like people are always watching you. So for him to be taking pictures while having a conversation with her, it gives off the illusion that like a level of like there's something going on. Like you're pissing me off right now. He just smiles and you go right back to talking to her. So and people were trying to allude to what she was saying, but you know we'll get to her response to that. So that was like the first thing that kind of set things off for that whole weekend of his Heisman Trophy winning. So then he made the mistake of hopping online to respond to it, which I think that's
always a mistake. You gotta feel like you need to explain yourself.
About me, find something else to talk about. Talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just not starting to talk about me and just not starting to be with me. Like, come on, man. Y'all go do something else with y'all life. Clickbait pages, y'all better stop. I'm telling y'all. Y'all, if something bad gonna happen to y'all, y'all keep doing that. Y'all better stop that. I ain't playing. Y'all better stop. All the clickbaiting pages. You know, when we was sitting down and I was at my public shop, we was talking about my family. What was they gonna do while I was in there signing stuff? I had all my family there. And that's why she did. That's why she said she's gonna stay there so they can get stuff. That's why she said she's gonna sit there so they can get stuff, have fun there. She wanted to go back they wanted to go back. Someone wanted to go back to the hotel, some of them didn't. Y'all trying to make everything, y'all want everything for clicks. Like, stop that. That's crazy. Like, y'all hate on me and then y'all go and hate on my girl. Like, bro, I feel the same pain that she feels. We're inseparable, bro. We with each other. Like, she hurting, of course I'm gonna be hurting. If I'm hurting, of course she gonna be hurting. Like, come on, bro. That junk hurt, bro. But then again, I'm talking to people that like, go ahead, bro. I don't care. I'll rather all y'all leave right now and go send a text message. So when she wake up in the morning, she get on her phone, nothing but positivity, nothing but positive energy. Yeah, she's still sleeping. She slumped. You know, you hurt, but you just cry yourself to sleep and you just be gone. Like, so she drunk like OD amount tonight for no reason.
People, you don't owe anybody an explanation.
But you're 40. He's 21, 22.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's easier for me to say at 40, but
even though
that's my 40-year-old wisdom right there, dropping jewels on you. You don't got to explain yourself. At the end of the day, all the people on the internet, they will move on to something else.
But he going hard explaining about, like, you know what I mean? How they
she did the same shit. Like, just leave it alone.
Why? Like, why go to all that trouble for like, she did a whole, like, 8-minute video, bro. This is crazy.
Okay, I'm going to be addressing all this stuff online because I'm tired emotionally and mentally of seeing people try to make me out to be a person that
it's a crazy world, to your point, where they feel like they really have to respond to this shit. Because in my head, I'm just like, you hit the nail on the head. People gonna move on. Spec, we've been doing podcasts for about like 2 years now. I've been doing it, for longer than that. One thing I've left from that knowing is something could be the biggest story one week and people do not give a fuck about it the next week, bro. Like, because there's just so many others. You're inundated with so much shit coming at you. So it's just like,
on to the next.
Yeah. If they never responded, everyone would have moved on that Monday.
Yeah.
But now, when you responding, you got stuff like this happening where they pulling up music videos and like, is that Shorty? I don't know if it is or not.
No, that's her. That's definitely
you
her.
Sure?
Yeah.
The only reason, right? Like, I don't want to like. It probably is her.
That's her. Looks just like her.
The only reason I don't want to say it is because of what happened on my guy Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? And I love a good story where we can make fun of Bow Wow. But basically, Bow Wow got. Because I think I sent y'all this picture. I think I sent y'all the picture where Anthony Edwards and they show Shorty making a comment of it with the hard eyes and the money face with the tongue out.
Right.
But I know the page that posted it. I know that's a parody page.
Okay.
So anything I see from them, I'm going there expecting, they about to be on some funny shit. Like I think we showed some of these shit on here before. So like, I already knew what it was, and I sent it to y'all, telling y'all it's fake. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want y'all to be like, damn. This
Had you not, I would have thought it was real.
But because it looks good, right? And people do shit like this all day. So it's like I got before by them, and then I realized their parody page. Pusha T, I think I got by them a couple months ago by responding to something that. Everyone's like, yo, it's not even a real page, bro. So Bow Wow's the latest victim. He's seen this, and this was his comments to
Trav. Check this out, gang.
Travis Hunter.
It's coming from your boy Bow Weezy, right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not the type of nigga that jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how this shit go. So I need you to hear me out. Number one, I don't want you feeling as though everybody jumping down your back or cats is hating. That's that young nigga mentality. I want you to look at this like niggas care about you. And especially in our community and in this industry, not a lot of brothers get the opportunity like you about to get. You know what I mean? You about to get the biggest check in your life. You about to go to the NFL. And all we are doing is waking you up, young brother. Because if you don't see what the fuck is going on, gang, if we didn't give a fuck, we'll let you crash out. But from one player to the next, hey, my nigga, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commenting on another nigga page, an NBA nigga with heart eyes and the motherfucking money tongue out. That's your fiance. Wake up, young brother. Fiancés don't move like that. I ain't never had one of my motherfucking girls ever lay next to me in the same crib as me under another nigga page, leaving heart eyes,
a whole different
money
room?
tongue out. Total violation. That bitch would have been packing up her shit and get the fuck out of my crib that day. I don't play that shit. You out. And it's like you so caught up in being in love with this motherfucker, bro. I don't even think this woman really love you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here? What's keeping you here then? If I'm not your type, that means you going off looks. So what the fuck is keeping you here? You gotta ask, but you young though. But you gotta ask yourself the question. You're not coming.
What the hell?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you need to go to therapy. Him talking about her waking up. Like,
Yo, Bow Wow acting like he know her, bro. Like he hopped in the DM.
Last but not least, young
like
brother,
Travis stole her from him.
I don't even think you're 24 yet. Do you know how much women are about to be thrown your way? Boy, you the Heisman Trophy Award winner.
That's how you know Bow Wow.
Can't no nigga give you no advice better than me, because I was young
man on
with
campus
the bag,
for like
and I'm
2
still
years
here
now.
doing it, navigating through this whole shit. A nigga can't. I'm telling you from first-hand experience, brother. It's about to be so many women about to throw that thing your way. You ain't gonna be able to turn it down. So all it's gonna do is just lead to frustration and all type of bullshit in your household anyway. Young brother, snatch that ring back. Get focused on what's important. Nigga, it's hard to build your shit when you got a broad with you. Bro, you in the media more for the broad than you is for the winning a Heisman. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So I don't give a look. Coach Prime got my number. You know how to hit me. I'm telling you, my nigga, I ain't coming down on you. I ain't trying to hate on your situation. But my nigga, wake up.
I see why Bow Wow got in so many fights, man. Like, you be talking to niggas like this. You acting like you know the chick, bro. I brought that up for a reason. Like, so many people acting like they care about Travis Hunter, like, and that they want to give him advice, put him on the game, da-da-da-da. Like, y'all don't give a fuck about these people. These are kids, first of all. And y'all don't give a fuck about whether she ends up playing him or whether they end up being married for the next 60 years of their life. Y'all don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care about their relationship personally. Like, the only thing when I see this that I have to say about it, don't respond. Like that. Yeah. Like y'all do whatever y'all do. I don't care if y'all choose to be with each other, choose not to be with each other. Don't respond to the internet. That's the only advice that I have.
I even give her grace. I get why she's responding. One, is her name. Two, she probably hasn't been. He should be used to this by now, though. Like, so for him to go out there and respond to this, you just giving people more to latch on, because now they want to call you a simp. They want to say that you're feeding into a narrative. There's a narrative that they already placed on her. They don't know this girl from hole in the wall. Mm-hmm. But they already, she's with an athlete. He just won the Heisman. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Let's paint a narrative of she's giving us so much evidence to paint of her. She got the dollar sign on her ring finger. She got
I seen that. I'm like, well, that ain't come from nowhere. Like,
she got the video where it's him and her talking, and she's like, I wasn't feeling him at first. Like, I using friends, like going mad hard. Which, ladies, I gotta tell y'all something. Time out from the whole subject. Y'all not making anybody look better in the situation when y'all make y'all man look like y'all like he was chasing y'all forever. That make him look like the ill, especially if he's a superstar. Because remember, the nigga did it with Simone Biles.
Yeah.
The football player, like, bro, you got that interview because you're with Simone Biles,
right?
And then you like, she was chasing. I kept her in red zone, you know. She for a minute, like, I ain't want to know, like, bro, nah, you ain't got to make your significant other look lesser to do it because now they try to use it against her and make it look like, oh, you didn't like him till you found out who he was, and then once that kicked in, then you was like, all right, I'm on board. So I don't. Maybe the internet's right about her. Maybe they're not. More than likely, they're not because you don't know this girl. But I'm just saying, like, don't hide it under this. We looking out for Travis because you don't care about this kid. If he gets on your favorite football team, you might like him.
Right.
But if not, you probably like, fuck him. I hope she, you know what I mean? You rooting against him. Right. So it's like, don't try to hide it. And hopefully he's smart enough. Hopefully someone's gotten his ears from last week to this week and like, bro, you about to get a whole bunch more of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be giving these people this. Because now you're giving them power to go make the type of shit that Anthony Edwards posts. You want people to do that because they want to fake Bow Wow out. More content comes out. More data. You know what I mean? So it's just like, nah, bro. Don't. You're bigger than this, bro. You're, and you don't even know it yet, but you're bigger than that. And it's just an example, though, of how social media affects different people in different ways. Because in their world, especially Shorty, she was probably just seeing her name popping up like left and right. So I could get why she could feel some type of way, man. But Spec, man, have you heard? Looks like Remy Ma and Papoose. I thought they was apart from last year, but it looks like there will be no reconciliation going down. You know what I mean? In this past week, Remy Ma decided to come out and kind of expose Papooses and Claressa Shields' relationship going on. From the way the story was told, she came home from a night out. Papoose fell asleep on the phone, and she picked it up. It was Claressa still on the phone. And, you know what I mean? Then that just led to his phone was still open, so she's releasing text and doing all types of shit. And
so she's saying that's why they broke up?
No, I think they've already been broken up, which is the weird thing. Wasn't she messing with the dude, the
right,
rapper dude?
Right.
Yeah. So, like, they still co-parent, I think. And it looks like he was with his daughter, but he was at her house. And she was out, and he was on the phone with his girl.
So? What's wrong with that?
Which in his mind, I think, from his response, he's like, "Why are you acting like this? You done, you know what I mean? Had other people, you know what I mean? Had a boyfriend."
But there's nothing wrong. Like, we're not together. So if I'm babysitting our child, I can't talk to nobody else. I mean, I don't.
Maybe she took it as disrespect because in her house. I don't.
That I'm on the phone
when you're not home. That's what I don't get. Like, but also we don't know what their situation is. Maybe he's there because they kind of. Canoodling.
Unless it's a situation like that,
which we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So. If she was still under that I could see her crashing out. Like,
right.
Now acting like, oh, I'm going to expose all y'all texts. I'm going to tell Claressa you got another
But
girlfriend.
Anything short of that, it doesn't make sense.
It's weird because it's like, from the outside looking in, we looking at you like you moved on, Rem. So to see that, but to see how they reacted to it, to like exposing each other's texts, he's posting a picture of her with the new dude. He's like, this is her last Christmas. And then now you got to go delete it. You know what I mean? It just shows, you know what it really showed me? It's really hard in rap to be in an adult relationship. Probably harder than any other genre, I think. Because rap is based on this always trying to make yourself look cool.
Mm-hmm.
And in an adult relationship, you're not always going to look cool. There's times where if you really unconditionally love somebody, they might do something that hurts you and you still got to love them. You're not going to look cool doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for them right now, they're playing the I want to look cool game in front of the world, which... Why? Why put y'all business out there? You got a kid together. Y'all got all this stuff. Why do you even care what the world thinks? But that's what hip hop does. Cardi B and Offset do it all the time. It's like they're playing the want to look cool game, and it's hard. It really is hard for like if you a 50-year-old man, if you're a 40-year-old man, and your goal is every day still to look cool. It's hard to live a real life like that because you're too worried about what other people think, and at 40 you don't really give a fuck about what people think like that. So it's like you're not even. You're going against what you're naturally doing because of who you were, what your rap name was.
Right.
And da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, but now you're embarrassing your significant other or former significant other, the mother of your kid. It's for what? And it's not just them. People, not regular people do this left and right. because they see like, oh, you're embarrassing me in front of your audience, who some of that's my audience, so now I got to come back at you, and then it's just a cycle that just, it doesn't lead to anywhere, man. I'm trying to really, other than J and B in hip hop, it's hard to see them last in relationships like that, bro. But Remy and Papoose was the one.
They were.
He held it down in jail, all that. Like, that was the one that everybody was putting as the cornerstone, and to see them now become high school students that got beef with each other on Twitter, it's corny.
Right.
So yeah, we gotta really, and that's more than just in relationships. Even in the music, bro, you old. Why you still trying to look cool? Like, rap. I'm not saying don't rap. It's an art form.
Right.
Express yourself. But I hate because we do this. We'll be like, do what Jay-Z did. But like, he didn't need to look. He didn't or try to look cool on every song on 444.
Right.
He was very vulnerable. And that's more. I think people relate to that. That's more like, all right, you're not perfect. You're not the best person ever, and you're actually saying it. You know what I mean? That takes a lot. So hopefully, Rem and Papoose could get their mind on, the correct things, celebrate the holiday season the right way, because this ain't how it's supposed to be. And Claressa Shields got a movie coming out. So she really don't need, maybe she's using it as any publicity.
But that's for her. I don't think it's no big deal for Claressa. It's only getting people to talk about, she got a movie out.
I didn't know about that before.
Right.
Yeah. But from what I get from Claressa Shields, it's not the way that she wanted to go.
Oh, of course not.
She didn't want it to come through messy.
She looked like she a homewrecker type.
Yeah, so that's not really the name, especially the movies about you being a champion and fighting against adversity and shit like that. So, but yeah, we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, I will not be updating y'all on that story because this is the last that we hear from it. It was crazy too because I just listened to Fat Joe on the Breakfast Club, and he got a line on his newest album. I think he just got to drop the album where he's like, "Don't ask me about Remy and Papoose." And Envy asked him about it in the interview. He's like, I ain't got nothing to say. Don't ask me about that. And then literally, like, the next week, this shit hit. So it was like, it is what it is, man. Before we get out of here, too, Spec, Jamie Foxx got in a fight?
Oh, yeah, in the restaurant. Mr. Child.
He just dropped his new special on Netflix, which I'm hearing great reviews from. People liking it. People saying it took him on an emotional roller coaster.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it.
I'm still waiting on recommendation from people.
He's like, if I don't get it from certain people, I ain't watching it. I want to watch it because I kind of want to know what he went through, just in terms of it's weird the type of comedy like that would have typically been a comedy
because it may be like another Marlon Wayne, and I didn't dislike Marlon. Like I thought, it wasn't what I expected.
Good grief.
Yeah, it wasn't what I expected, but I can appreciate when people decide to be vulnerable and come share your story with me.
5 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted that. Though. I'd be like, don't send me. I want jokes.
Right.
Just, make fun of people, but don't.
But had I let's say if you told me that that's what it was before I watched it, like right now, I may maybe I watched that some other time or something because I wanted to laugh. I come into it with an expectation. Mm-hmm. You're a funny nigga. I want to laugh. Right. So if I know I'm not gonna be really laughing, I may start tearing up. I don't. That's not what I come here for.
Nah, if the Marlon Wayans one caught me off guard, and it was one of the first comedy special I watched in a really long time, and it was like, damn, this isn't all comedy. Like, it took me there. But like with Jamie, I think I'm a little bit open to it because I know what I'm getting into, and two, we appreciate when Jamie does some music. We appreciate when Jamie does some comedy, and we appreciate when he's acting. You know what I mean? So I think he brings an element of that all to the show. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to give it a chance. You know what I mean? So, but I've heard mixed reviews. Some people don't. Like, they want just jokes.
I just want to laugh.
Yeah, just hit me. So, we'll see what it is. But, unfortunately, he got some weird publicity where it looks like he got hit with a glass that hit him in the mouth, and he needed stitches.
I thought it was the head, but...
Well, yeah, it was
somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like they said he needed stitches at some place. So, but yeah, what I'm reading now said he got hit with a glass that hit Foxx in the mouth. Apparently, he was beefing with a crew member from Jackass.
I didn't know who it was. Okay.
Well, so the story I heard, right, was that they were all at Mr. Chow's, right? They were having their own little thing. I don't know if Jackass is coming back or they working on something, but their production crew was together. Not necessarily, I don't know if it was Johnny Knoxville and the dudes that we would recognize, Steve-O and all that, but it was the production crew. And then Jamie Foxx celebrating his birthday, so we had a big, section. He was doing his thing, and I think they sent him a bottle, but he don't drink no more. So I don't know if they took that as some like Scarface type shit. Like, we send him a bottle, this nigga ain't drinking our bottle. Like, fuck this nigga, da 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 da. But they did a projection light, like a little laser, and I think it's called a penis projectile laser. Because basically, you know how like them laser pointers that cat you can fuck with cats. This, so if I point it, it's just gonna make a big dick.
Okay.
And I think they put it on his face, on Jamie's face. So now he got up and he, like, you disrespect me, my kids here, my family here, blah 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 blah, and then words were exchanged.
One thing, okay.
Yeah, but like. One thing about white boys is they got a whole nother level of comedy.
Playing around.
We don't think it's funny. You seen it with Andrew Schultz and Kendrick? He's
like, Jamie, he's a comedy. He gets jokes.
He don't want to fuck with the Bible. Put a dick on his face, like. And you got, as a black man, I think you feel extra. I don't joke around like that, bro. But yeah, Jamie, you too old to be getting in fights though.
I was surprised. Like, where are they getting to? I wonder what happened.
You just got out the hospital. Like, you ain't got time for no head injuries. Like, what you doing? Like, that's crazy, bro. But yeah, and you got good publicity going on at the moment because you got a project out. I think it just got nominated for a Golden Globe. Probably gonna have more nominations as the season keeps going. So it's just like,
it's interesting now that you bring up that point, because I was kind of thinking like, we as a culture, and obviously there's plenty of reasons maybe why, but we're so uptight. Like, because,
black people.
Because it's just jokes, and it's a joke, but we don't play like that.
Yeah,
but it's just because of our upbringing.
Now, you know who I give props to? Charlemagne. Like, Charlemagne and Envy, that's their thing. They make gay jokes.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only black people I know that make gay jokes.
Hard.
Yeah, but at this point, it's kind of like, because they're married men. They got kids. They're like, I'm not gay.
Right.
Right. So that they can joke about it. And I think in our culture, it's a good point you bring. Like, because if a dude called you gay, right, you'd be like, oh, I gotta fight him. But it's like if anybody called you something that you're not, you'd feel some type of way. If a dude said S my D, remember when Cameron and the Dipset was going against the Locks? They was like, yo, there's no like S my D type shit. Like you can't say that. Like that's gonna be a fight. Like that's taking it too far. So I don't know. I don't.
It just comes from the culture and
I don't want to do this. I feel like black women get improperly blamed for stuff, but I feel like there's a weird obsession in that community where they want to be like, oh, this dude didn't like you, oh, he might be gay, or this dude didn't try to have sex with you, oh, he might be gay. It's like everything. Oh, he said that kind of zesty, he might be gay, and it's just like, I get it. That like there was an R&B singer named Khalid or whatever. He just got outed this week.
Okay,
and I was like, niggas are still down low, like in the 2024, because I'm like, Frank Ocean's an R&B singer that's gay, like, you know what I'm saying, be gay. Like I didn't even really think, but I'm like, yeah, because he's black. He, like in the community, there might be people that close the door to him and be like,
he ain't rapper. I mean, so
and if you listen, he makes sensitive music. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he even felt like he had that just shows how homophobia is in the black community. Where I wouldn't even think of a Khaled to be like that. I'd be like, all right, Lil Nas X is openly gay, like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was just like, I don't want it. Who knows what doors is going to close? You know what I mean, for him. And I guess he didn't want to take that role in his community. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a weird obsession with like outing people or being like, this dude might be gay.
Not even gay. It's just whether it's soft or like just the appearance of being soft. Yeah. It's like we have to, as a culture, be strong but I get it's tied. It's much deeper, right? It's tied to things that I'm sure you can connect it to like slavery days and all of that stuff.
Rights, yeah. Well, that's what Andrew Schultz was getting as backlash. Like for the past 2 weeks, people was like, "Oh, you took a line and then you respond to it with, I guess it's called buck breaking, which I guess is like a slave would be a little bit too like rebellious." But like I'm like
it's not that deep.
Yeah, he took a joke and he turned it into. But that's how he was getting those type of comments,
right?
And then Charlemagne was getting like, he was calling like, "Yo, bro, you can't be next to this, da da da." And Charlemagne's like, he don't know about this. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, he's responding, you know what I mean, to the worst shit a rapper would want to hear. You know what I mean? That's basically what he's saying. But everybody tried to take that role, and you're right. It does come from stuff like that. Because even if I can find the YouTube video, I'll put it in the video when we put this out. But like, it was a YouTube short I seen, and it was a black woman, and her question to the guy was, "What do you do when your man is more sensitive than you are?" But she said that to get a response, like because you heard the girls in the audience go, "Woo!"
How do you deal with a man that is more sensitive than you?
It gets strange for me in conversations like these when we talk about one party being more sensitive or more soft. And a lot of times that kind of boxes men in, and it's alarming because if a man can't be sensitive and soft in his relationship, then where can he be? Like I'm like I don't know too many men that don't want to take their guard down with their old lady. Like I don't want to have to come home and protect myself from you. Like do you know what I gotta go through out in the world?
And it's like he was like, well, even the way you worded that question, like. He's like, a black man don't want to be hard. A man don't want to be hard 24/7. And you wouldn't want to be with a man that's hard 24/7 because he's coming home. He's not going to be what you want him to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He's not going to be treating you the way that you want to be treated. And it was a good like explanation, but you could just tell by the way she worded it. It was like, he's more sensitive than you are. Like some dudes are sensitive. Some dudes, you know what I mean? Like Travis Hunter don't seem like he's from the streets.
Right.
Don't seem like a thug. Like, but is he less of a man? Like, these niggas beating niggas up on the field every week. So it's just like, you can't like, I think we try to society puts us in a box, then we as our own community put each other in a box.
Another box.
Yeah, which makes it even harder. So now niggas is being something that they not or fronting like they not and doing stuff that they not, you know what I mean? Like just to not be called something or they're not like things that, yeah. So how do we even get on this topic? I'm so, the Jamie Foxx thing and the dick projector light, man. Yeah. White boy comedy different.
Like white boy comedy is on a different level.
That's just where we got to go with that, man. Once again, Spec, that's another year in the books, man. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being supportive this whole year and rocking out with the co-host spot. Where can my people find you on social media?
Nowhere.
But you can find your boy DJ Playboy on X at DJ Playboy. You can also find me on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEZY, and follow Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram as well at Perfect Talk Radio. Go check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com, for everything DJ Playboy, Perfect Talk Podcast, the entire universe. I know I promised to y'all every year, and this year I'm going to keep it. We got some big things coming for y'all next year. I definitely want to get back into some music things too, so we might be doing a little bit of that on this channel. So stay tuned. We got a big year coming ahead. And get your merch right there on the website too. You know, you say you get a mug, you get a t-shirt. You know, we got some new things coming for y'all on that end, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Have a happy holiday, everybody.
Yes,
Enjoy
sir.
it. You know, rock
happy
out.
holidays, happy Hanukkah, all that.
Kwanzaa, can't forget Kwanzaa.
Three Kings.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is y'all celebrate, you know what I mean? But remember the season too. It ain't all about gifts. It ain't all about that. Remember the memories, the love, the being together. Like me and wifey and my daughter, we were making cookies. We were decorating cookies the other day. Okay. And it was just, I don't know, like little simple things like that. You know what I'm saying? They go a big way for kids, especially. But even for me, like I'm building traditions with the family. So you know what I mean? So yeah, we trying to make little things happen. But yeah, remember the reason for the season. You know what I mean? Keep it alive. We up out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
One love, people.
We spread love. It's the Brooklyn way, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Peace.